Hello.
Good morning.
It is Thursday.
Yes, it is.
And we are getting ready to go set up for the
Second day in a row.
Second day, final day.
It's got to get done.
Yeah. And I don't know, I'm exhausted today.
A little tired.
It's been, I don't know, I can't even say it's been a long week, but
It really hasn't.
it's been a traumatic week
For you.
for me. I had a couple little accidents this week
Just tumbled a bit.
and in a little bit of pain.
So yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna go see what we can do to get this done today because it has to be done before we leave. So says the paperwork.
We had a slight setback yesterday when we found out that we took over 10 square feet that really wasn't our booth.
Apparently they'd set it aside for a leak and it wasn't really obvious that where our booth ended. So I thought our booth ended at the next booth, which is typically how it is.
Yeah.
So there's this little tiny taped off square.
It's all wore out.
And
We didn't know.
we didn't know. So we actually had to reset a good 15 feet, 20 feet of our booth to get everything to fit where it.
Squeeze it all down.
And of course it was the section that was already almost done, not the one that wasn't done at all.
So it's got, we kept some of that section and kind of worked around the leak with our things. So it's got a weird little look to it. But they said we can keep some of that space if we wanted it.
We'll show you, but yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go set up and we'll give you updates throughout the day.
Breakfast
And
and coffee.
yeah, coffee would be great. Okay. All right, so we will see you guys later.
Bye.
Enjoy the view.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's a nice day.
So this is our morning mess of day 2. And this is the little space that I guess we weren't supposed to have. They said we could have it because we'd set up in it. But on the other side of this, if you can kind of see behind this little fence here, is where, see that yellow? That is a mop bucket where apparently it drips. So we reorganized all of this so that you can still get to our flowers and we could still have this rack here. Before we left, we had to pull everything in as tight as we could so that trucks could get through the aisle if they needed to. Sue's in the process of pulling it all back out a little bit so that we can actually get into the booth to finish setting up. So still walking the length of our booth. We're taking that extra space. We're about 45 feet long, I guess. We were supposed to be 40, but it wasn't well marked on the floor. And it's really hard to tell 40 feet in a big auditorium like this without it being clearly marked. So we've got to get through all these boxes today. It's going to be a hard day. We lost a couple hours with having to rearrange the booth. Plus, like we said earlier, I got injured. And so it's taken me longer to get through some things. Just going to take a quick scan around. Many of the booths that are right near us, we've seen at previous markets. I definitely highlighted this booth at Mobile. I commented about the trees being hung on the doors, if you remember watching that. So we never saw them when they were first set up, I don't think. So this is what they look like at the beginning. And then this is looking like a real cute booth. She's still setting up, of course. Everybody's still setting up. And then this booth over here, we've highlighted in Perry many times. So that is definitely a booth that is familiar. And then this booth over here is a booth that is one that I highlighted last time in Mobile that I thought was Julie, but wasn't Julie. So I'm not sure their name. I think I gave that in a description follow-up. But anyway, that's that booth. So there's a lot of booths here, many of which I haven't seen. This one looks super cute. I will come and do booth highlights in a later video. I have got to get to unpacking. Now, if you are part of Julie's Design and Signs, then this is Linda Connolly, I believe it is. It might be Donnelly, but I think it's Connolly. And she was here yesterday and we chatted for a bit, but this is her setting up. She is by herself And she's done quite a lot considering she does not have any help. So this is like the back side of our booth here. Right here, this is the back of our booth. So I'm gonna squeeze in over here and get back to work. There is a lot to get done today. I think we're allowed to be here till 7, I hope. So I know that I feel like I talk about greenery all of the time, but I need to fill this bowl full of flamingos. And I'm just gonna kind of grab a handful and show you. Like normally I would set them all up in this bowl. And, you know, try to arrange them so they look all nice. But I don't like this generally. I just don't feel like it's attractive. I'm just gonna shove these off to the side here for a second. And I'm gonna get one of my half spheres. It's big and fluffy and looks really nice in the bowl. But when you start putting the flamingos in it, and I know they're tangled and I will untangle them, I actually can stand them up a little bit and it's just gonna look better. Let me get this wrapped up real quick and I'll show you. Okay, so this is now my little bowl of flamingos, and it hides sort of the ugliness of it, gives it a little more texture, allows me to have a little structure to get these guys in so they're not slip sliding all around. When you look over here at my pink flamingos, I have some white flowers in this bowl as well. It's kind of how I do almost all of my bowls. I'll show you another example. In order to get lots of things in a bowl and still be able to show them, you need to have some kind of structure on the bottom. So here again, I have a candle ring and I've just layered all my little guys in here using also the lip of the container. And then here with the little kitties, they're sitting in a confetti candle ring. So this just allows me to get a little more structure in my bowls. I also use a lot of containers that are just sort of flipped up and overturned to fill. It looks better than if things were just thrown on the floor. Now, of course, I've got some spaces to fill in here, but you kind of get the idea. Just pops of greenery here and there really make a difference. Now see, in this one, when we packed it, we had white paper back there, and that's just not as pretty. So I'm gonna end up sticking some greenery to the back. It's just really important, I think, to have a good looking space and to be able to see when you've got these layered, especially as it starts to empty out, that you're not just seeing an empty bowl. Okay, I'm doing a bit of wandering today. I just need to get some fresh eyes on me, and I'm spotting this booth, which I do not recognize from any of the previous shows that we've done, and wow. I will definitely be coming in here to peek around. It looks like there's some good stuff and some primitive stuff, and I love me some prints. So this looks pretty fun and exciting. I will for sure have to check it out, and I'm gonna need to make some money so I can spend a little money. These are pretty fun too. They're kind of like the ghosts that we've seen on Julie's Design and Signs page. Julie did a video recently like them. It's a really pretty booth. I love the way that it is set up, and these guys are hilarious. It looks like they are wood shaped into a circle, and then painted out like one buzz, sort of like what John's been doing with his turning and segmented bowls. Oh, look at this chair. Holy cow, chair is beautiful. All right, it is fun. Oh, you know what? I know exactly who these people are from the back shelves. These are the ones that are usually across from us at Diamond D. I recognize the shelving, so I will have to come and say hello to them. They always have good stuff. More fun, beautiful vintage pieces in here. This is really nicely done. It is sort of minimalistic, I would say, for a market, but the pieces are stunning. Hello, French country. Where have you been? look at how pretty and French all of this is. Check out that armoire. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. It is spectacular. And the fabric on these chairs, to die for. This is a beautiful selection of French. Definitely, I recognize some of the transfers. Do you know what transfers they're using? Leave a comment and tell me if you can figure it out. Some of these are our best-selling transfers by Prima, but I think there might be a little bit of IOD in here as well. I never would have thought of painting a piece like this in pink and yellow, but gosh, is it stunning. It really is spectacular. I would have it in my bedroom in a heartbeat. So cool. Oh, look at this vintage skunk. He's awesome. This is a beautiful booth. I cannot wait to be able to come in and look around. They've got all kinds of nooks and crannies of really great vintage stuff. Yeah, this is really nice, really nice. Okay, so we definitely need to find a broom and dustpan because that's not acceptable. But we are finally set up. It is 6 p.m. on Thursday. We had to be done by 7. We've been here since 9:30. And let me give you a little look around. So this is where we are with our greenery right now. We did fill up on some new ones. These were super popular last year. They are, I can't remember what they're called. I'll remember when I'm not trying to think of it, and I'll put it on the screen when I'm editing. So these were really good and very popular. And then we're down. Not all of these are full. You'll see a lot of it is because they're merchandised throughout the booth, but it should be enough to get us through this market. We've utilized our fence posts pretty well in this area to keep it blocked off and it's still used for merchandising. And the rag wreaths I made, we did a couple of them we sold a couple of them at the last market, which I was very pleased about. We have our beads. We found a box of beads, different colors. We have these down to $5.95. So if you go online, you can get a real good deal if you're still looking for beads. That's almost wholesale pricing. We still have a lot of really good greenery on this side that's pretty full. You see, it's our everyday greenery that's really running low right now. Of course, we have our mannequins full of jewelry. Those sell really well at $6.50 each, or 2 for $10. We don't have those on our website because that would be a nightmare. I love these little Santas. He's just got such a cute little face, and this one's got a little angel with him. And here's another funny little guy. This is sort of our sparkly white section, I guess. Anyway, I like it. Very Christmas. And our other mannequin, she is full front to back with more jewelry. I will say we'll probably refill both of these mannequins twice. We do have some things on the wall back here, which is behind our register, which I don't like. But when we had to make that correction, it was just sort of what had to happen. And I would really like to sell these pieces of furniture, but if we do, I'm not sure what we'll do for display. It's always the problem when you bring furniture, which we weren't going to do anymore, but we still don't have the new display pieces for here yet. So what's a girl to do? Lots of stuff. You'll see we really do utilize just about every inch, and we're always looking for things to mix and match in the booth. The idea is we want them to come, with the lantern and want to buy the Santas and want to buy the little Christmas trees inside, to want to buy the entire display that you've made for them to show the products, right? So lots of layers. We have this candlestick, which we have been really popular, and we've got it shown in many different ways. Here you'll see it with this cute little Christmas mouse. And then up here, you see it with some greenery and an orb. Of course, we have it set up as candles also. We have some bird cages that are full of things. Really just helps to show off the bird cage. We have these pumpkins spread out along the floor in various places. So it really is for display, wanting to sell the bird cage itself. But because they're just wire, they're really hard to see without anything in them. And so we've got this one here too that's got some orbs. And we've got a lovely tiered tray full of little bits and bobs. I really love the florals that we've gotten this year, the bigger florals and the hops. Those to me are some of my favorites. And cute little sign. Notice all the little elements that go in. Everywhere you look, there is something to see. For this market, I've done something different, and that is I have put fall and Halloween straight up front. Yes, the Christmas tree is above it, and there is Christmas on the other side of this. But the last couple of markets, we have not had fall and Halloween front and center. We've had Christmas front and center. We still do have Christmas below, but we're gonna see if that makes any difference. Honestly, I really want to move the fall stuff. I know it's only September, but to me it already feels like it's getting late to have fall. I know that seems crazy, but and you hear Sue responding, but it's my retail mentality. I am not buying any more fall. I'm only buying Christmas at this point. Oh, I didn't show you this table. I do really love all the little mushrooms. And look at these. How cute are these? If you love them, they are available on the website, vintagebedesign.com. And I think they're super adorable. And then we've got these little turtles. We are in Fort Myers, so this is blown glass. So there is a lot of coastal inspiration in this week's booth, I'll say. Notice we've got a bit more of the coastal theme going on here. Okay. So we are about ready. Hey Linda, do you want to be in my video? That is Linda Connolly. Thank you. From Julie's Design and Signs. I've heard good things about this market from other vendors that I've been talking to. I'm gonna say I'm not sure we're in a great location, so we'll see how that impacts us. But I do think the booth looks good. I think there's something to look everywhere, and our booth looks a little bit different than a lot of other booths, which, you know, is always a plus or minus, but we shall see how we do. And you know, I like to move things, change things up anyway, so it's always a work in progress. That's it. That's a tour of what we've got going on. Hopefully tomorrow will be a good day, and you'll hear nothing but happy stories.
It's typical here in Florida. You go and find a gator in any pond of water you see. He's a big fella out there. He was up a little higher. I'll have to get a better picture of him. There he goes. There he goes. Look at him. He's good. He's a good size. Goodness. Alright, let's see who's sleeping on the job today. Oh, I do all the work. What the heck is this all about? Hey, you're making me do everything. Get on up. Everything.
I'm done.
Look at everything I did. Look at everything I've done. Look at how busy I have been. Wow. Busy me. Yep, Sue's been busy.